It is important to approach historical figures with nuance and avoid labeling them the worst, without considering the context in which they operated. But there were certainly generals in World War II who made major strategic mistakes or were responsible for military failures. Here are some examples. 1. Emilio Graziani, Italy. Graziani was the Italian commander during the North African campaign. His indecisiveness and poor strategic planning led to several defeats by the British. 2. Hideki Tojo, Japan. Tojo was not only Prime Minister but also Minister of the Japanese Army during World War II. His aggressive policies and decisions, such as the attack on Pearl Harbor, led Japan into a devastating war with the United States and its allies. 3. Percival, United Kingdom. Lieutenant General Arthur Percival was the commander of British forces during the Battle of Singapore in 1942. Despite superior numbers and fortified positions, he surrendered to the Japanese, inflicting one of the largest defeats in British military history. 4. Maxim Weigand, France. Weigand was appointed commander-in-chief of the French army after the fall of France in 1940. He was criticized for failing to effectively organize defenses against the German blitzkrieg and for lacking strategic vision. 5. Seishiro Itagaki, Japan. Itagaki was a Japanese general known for his brutal tactics in China. He was implicated in the Nanjing Massacre and other war crimes during Japan's occupation of China. 6. Erwin Rommel, Germany. Often romanticized as the Desert Fox, Rommel's aggressive tactics in North Africa stretched his supply lines thin, ultimately leading to his defeat at El Alamein. His neglect of logistics contributed to Germany's problems in North Africa. FAQs about worst generals in WW2. What mistakes did these generals make during the war? These generals made a variety of mistakes, including indecisiveness, poor strategic planning, and failure to organize an effective defense. For example, Percival surrendered in the Battle of Singapore despite superior numbers, and Rommel's aggressive tactics in North Africa thinned Germany's supply lines. How did these mistakes affect the outcome of the war? These mistakes often led to significant military defeats and contributed to the overall outcome of the war. For example, Italy's defeat in North Africa weakened the power of the Axis powers, and Japan's aggressive policies, including the attack on Pearl Harbor, led to a protracted and destructive conflict in the Pacific. Were there political or situational factors that influenced the decisions of these generals? Yes. Political pressure, limited resources, and the fog of war were important factors influencing the decisions of these generals. Political agendas and resource constraints often influence military strategy, leading to suboptimal actions on the battlefield. How do historians evaluate the decisions these generals made in retrospect? Historians evaluate these decisions by considering the information available, the context in which the decision was made, and the consequences of the decision. Hindsight allows historians to analyze the mistakes and successes of these generals to gain a more comprehensive understanding of their actions during the war.